Hello guys, we're going to continue our chapter, the history of astronomy. And last time we stopped at the Ptolemaic system, which is a geocentric system. Geocentric system meaning it considered that the Earth is the center of the universe and the Moon and the Sun orbits in a circular motion around the Earth, and each planet, all the other planets, move around a circle in an epicycle, and the center of this epicycle orbits around the Earth. Of course, as we know today, this system is completely wrong. So, we will continue our chapter in the development of astronomy in the 16th and the 17th centuries. The heliocentric theory of Copernicus. Nicholas Copernicus, which is a famous astronomer, revealed his heliocentric theory because he realized that in order to resolve the contradictions between the astronomical observations and the Ptolemaic system was by abandoning the geocentric theory. Since back then there was contradictions between the observations, the astronomical observations, and the system, so Nicholas Copernicus uh, introduced a new theory which stated that the sun is immobile and is at the center of the universe. So for the first time, the sun was considered the center of the universe and not the earth. 2. Earth is just a planet like any other planet. Planets are spheres that are in circular motion around the sun. So according to Copernicus' theory, all planets orbit in a circular motion around the sun. Earth rotates around itself in one day and around the sun in 1 year. So Earth was considered to rotate around itself and around the sun. The period of revolution of a planet around the sun depends on the distance that separates it from the sun, meaning that the furthest a planet is from the sun, the longer time it took to complete one revolution or one orbit. And the moon was considered a satellite of Earth and has a uniform circular motion around the planet Earth. The planets are located from closest to farthest from the sun as following. Mercury was the closest, then Venus. Earth is the third planet away from the sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So this is the Copernicus theory, which for the first time introduced the sun as the center of the universe and not the earth, and all other planets were considered to orbit in a circular motion around the sun. I will leave you now with a short video that sums up all that we have took so far, and we will continue our lesson next time. Good luck and stay safe.
If you watch the stars at night, it appears as if the stars are moving, that the earth is completely still. This is an example of apparent daily motion and was used to justify that the earth was the center of the universe for many years. Welcome to Moo Math and Science and the geocentric and heliocentric models of the universe. From the perspective of the stars moving, it is very easy to assume that the earth is at the center of the universe. This was the accepted theory called the geocentric model for many years. Great minds like Aristotle and Ptolemy proposed and supported this view of the universe. Geocentric means earth-centered, and it just seemed right. However, there were some problems. For example, sometimes the planets appear to be going backwards or to have a retrograde motion. In order to explain this, small orbits called epicycles, which are orbits inside the orbit, were proposed to help explain this backwards motion. This model of the Earth being the center did not sit well with Copernicus, and in 1543 he proposed On the Revolutions of the Celestial Spheres, in which he explained what many had suspected, that the sun is at the center of the universe, and that we move on Earth along with the other planets around the sun. This is called the heliocentric model. He proposed that each orbit was a circle, and the Earth, like other planets, revolved around the sun. This solved several problems, including the retrograde motion of the planets, arguing that such motion was only perceived or apparent rather than real.